Good morning, sunshine. I'm Carey Pena alongside Brandon Lee, and we are so thankful to have all of you here with us for our show all about mental health, mental strength, and living our best possible lives.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you here with us today. We want to immediately get into what is going down right now, and something very important is going down. We're talking about the most recent new edition of this suicide hotline prevention number. It is 988. It launched this summer, and you're going to be hearing a lot about it. A lot of advertising campaigns are going to be going on about it because post-pandemic, and even during the pandemic, we did see a lot of overdoses rise, but we also saw an increase of suicides. And so what we're trying to do, and what the whole message behind this is that you can actually pick up this phone number and really talk to people and counselors who are trained to help get you through that moment of crisis just long enough to give yourself a shot at going to therapy or going to help and seeking help so you don't end up taking your life.
And we had representatives from the health department here with us early on before this went public,
right,
talking about why this was so important. It's akin to 911. But for mental health
and it's important.
Suicide.
It's important for people in their darkest moments feel like there is somebody to talk to on the other end of a phone who has compassion and empathy and can understand them and not shame them.
So again, the number is
988.
988.
Yep.
And now the story behind the story, we want to welcome here Jayarr Steiner, and we are going to share 3 words. You
What's
are
up?
amazing.
Nice to see
Hi,
you.
Jayarr.
You are amazing.
You are amazing. We're going to talk about why those words are so significant to Jayarr. You're an artist.
Yeah.
And
so I make my living doing murals.
you have an incredible backstory. So let's talk a little bit about where you come from and where you are today.
You want like you want like a
You were
big
homeless
timeline?
for a bit, and
Yeah.
you went through some tough stuff.
Yeah, so I moved here from New York, and New York it's harsh. Like it now that I'm on the West Coast, I can see people's idea of New York. It really is what it is. Like New York was rough.
Oh, I lived there for a decade. I feel you.
Yeah. I was there, the first 30 years of my life, and I think through a series of bad decisions and lack of guidance, of like positive male role models in my life. Like I ended up in my car trying to go to college and working at a gas station and like sleeping in the gas station parking lot after my shift, and then going to school and trying to like afford books, and it was just so wacky. And then when wintertime came and I had to sleep in my car, that was when things got really real, you know what I mean? And so I did some work recently with HSC, and did a massive 50-foot by 20-foot mural in the middle of this homeless encampment that says "You are amazing" in big letters. And the idea is, I don't know what that will do for the people down there, but it's just funny how things are cyclical. You know what I mean? How I've gotten myself out of that position, and now I was able to afford to donate a mural to a big area. I think it's Phoenix's biggest homeless encampment.
You know what I would say, gathering from that story, is that healed people heal people.
Straight up.
And the lived experience that you had, whatever trauma you faced as a young child, maybe not having that male figure to kind of help you, lead you, right? That will make you go astray. And you did go astray. But I'm getting the sense that art has helped you heal in many senses. Has art helped you heal?
It's all cyclical. So when I was younger, I was an artist, and everybody knew me as an artist. Even my name Jayarr isn't real. Like my name's actually Alex, but I came up with this name and this idea
this
of
persona.
who I can be. Yeah, this idea. Like I want to be this cool guy. And then because I didn't have the guidance and didn't have the base, I never pursued it.
Right.
Then when I got healthy through yoga and mindfulness, moving away from New York to the West Coast, where you can get kombucha on tap, you can get a Buddha bowl, you can get vegetables and healthy food, and just the environment, just everything's so healthy out here. When I got healthy, then I tried art again, and it worked immediately and in a big way. So you're right, it's all a cycle. So I got healthy, and then my dreams came true. You know what I mean?
And now you're helping those who were in your position because you can see them.
Yes.
They get you. You see them. You have lived there. You get them, which I think is a beautiful gift.
Can you talk a little bit more? I want to hear about those 3 words. You are amazing. Because it's significant to your brand and why that was so important to you personally. But first, Brandon and I love to hear about those moments and how you were able to turn the corner. So you talked about, your diet and mindfulness. Talk to the audience a little bit more about what specifically was so crucial for you in this journey.
I had no guidance on how to eat. Like my food was like McDonald's, cereal in the morning, and just low vegetables, because it's tough, I think, for a single mom to manage all that, So most of my life, so I'm 40 now, believe it or not. Most of my life, I'm talking like 0 to 35 was pretty low nutrient dense food. And then I discovered yoga randomly at a park. Somebody invited me like, hey, you should come do yoga at a park. And then I realized that when you change your environment and change the people you hang around, that whatever they're doing is what you become. So I latched onto this group of people who are pursuing health, and then everything got fixed. I feel like my brain gained power, because it wasn't full of the sugar from soda and ice cream and things like that. And so the last 5 years have been me not only fixing myself, but facilitating spaces where people can get that really fun, exciting social aspect, but also get some healing.
Well, we always say too that gut health is mental health.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why when you go to if you go to a drug addiction treatment center, that they really do educate you, and they try to use all organic foods, and they have private chefs, because it is so crucial that when you're trying to work through whatever trauma you're working through, that it all really does begin in the gut, and you can't have a healthy mind without a healthy gut.
It's like when you put a seed in soil, whatever nutrients are in the dirt are what that plant becomes. So
and how good the fruit and vegetable will be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're putting good nutrients and good materials in your body, then what you output, whether that be your effect on the world, your art, it has more vibrancy. Yeah.
Talk to us about You Are Amazing.
Sure.
What are
Words
those
of affirmation is
Yeah.
what that is.
Straight
What do they mean to you, and how are you sharing them with the public?
Yeah, so I feel like my art is like secondary to the message. Like I feel like it doesn't matter what I put behind it. If it says you are amazing over the top, people want to take pictures with it and they want to share it. So I had this idea that I wanted to have a message for people as they came into my house, like just something really positive. So I just found a font online and put "You Are Amazing" in my carport. And the effect that it had on the people in the neighborhood and the people coming to do yoga was profound. So I did my first mural on the side of my house that said "You Are Amazing," and somebody from the city of Phoenix saw it, and then they hired me to do what is now still my most popular mural on 2nd and Adams, and that's just been the thing. And I'm a servant to the universe, so the universe wants "You Are Amazing." People vote with their social media posts, and people go crazy for those words. And it's something they want to hear, it's something they want to see as they're driving by, and it's something they want to photograph and share, which is potent.
And I think there's a beautiful thing that you're doing right now, really focusing on a nonprofit that's really not just about you specifically individually as an artist, but the community as a whole becoming an artist, because I'm an artist as well. And I know I see the magic in my art studio every single day. I see it every day.
I DM'd you like a year ago. Like when you retired from the news station, somebody was like, you gotta hit this guy up. You guys seem like, you guys are both like, I don't know. Are you over 40?
I am 42.
Yeah, they're like, you guys are about the same age. You guys both have tattoos. You guys are both in shape. You do art. Hit this guy up. And you just left me on red, bro.
Oh my God,
dude.
But you're here now. You're here now.
I said when I get here, though, I'm going to bust his chops about it.
I am just now being called out on a live taping.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I owe you. I owe you. We're about to launch. I owe you.
But
It's
do
on
get
me.
a plug for the nonprofit.
But
Yeah.
you do, because it's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing, because it is a community coming together to create artwork essentially as a way for the community to come together.
Yeah. So the way it all started is I was already donating murals to schools and, to be frank, to places where brown kids are at, because I believe that BLM really opened my eyes and COVID opened my eyes to, like, there are people who need support. That we don't have to attribute a race to them. We just say there are people who need support. So I was donating murals for free, just with my own money. And this gal who at the time, Suki, was working for the Tempe Chamber of Commerce, she's like, I see what you're doing. Do you want help, like, making it official? So we came up with the idea of the You Are Amazing Foundation. And it took us 1.5 years to get nonprofit status, but it's real now. So now we're doing fundraisers and bringing money in. I just released a print. We sold a few of those, and all that money goes to the nonprofit. And then we donate murals to places where kids need to see that message, and also where they can get a brush on the wall just like you do, and they can see the impact of bright colors, you know what
Oh,
I
I
mean?
love
And they can
that.
see that they can do a big piece of art
Yeah.
if they all come together and do it, you know?
It takes ownership too. That
Yeah.
they're part of the fabric of the community too. There's a sense of pride there as well.
And we hope to do it, I mean, we do it in schools and in the neighborhoods where they live, so they can say, I did that, like I had a hand in that.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you so much, Jayarr. You
Yeah.
are amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it's
fits.
awesome.
It's not just a tagline.
You know, I charge every time somebody uses that tagline, so
Okay.
I'll send you a bill. And,
Right, because I'm going to start using it a lot because I love those 3 words.
appreciate it.
So yeah, you can bill me, but just send it through Brandon's.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
since
he
he's-
doesn't.
won't
He doesn't
leave you
respond to
on
DMs, so yeah, he'll probably never get it, and I'll probably never see that money. But
Jayarr, thank you so
Yeah, I
much. We
appreciate
appreciate you coming in to visit with us. And now we want to share a clip from our Inspired Living segment with Zenobia Mertel. She interviewed an amazing photographer. Speaking of, you are amazing, Courtney Lively, and she talked to us about balancing motherhood, loss, grief, and staying inspired. Here's a look.
As a wife, you know, so often we're the ones that end up making so many compromises for ourselves, for the family unit. But I actually had some tragedies happen to me early on in my career. I was working at a marketing agency, and I lost my really good friend and my boss tragically. Right around the same time, my father was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and then soon after, my mother as well. And so I really got a slap in the face from life early that it is short and really, really precious. And that was the time in my life where I said, oh my gosh, you know, if I have to spend so much of my life working, you know, because money is important, we have to take care of ourselves, we have to take care of our family, then I'm gonna do it doing things that I can feel passionate about and that can fuel my soul and feel good at the end of the day.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, oftentimes tragedy happens and sometimes people stop in their tracks,
Yeah.
but you used it to fuel yourself and see a different perspective, which is hard to do. I mean, if someone's in that position right now,
Yeah.
how do you break through that fear? What would you say?
You know, it is really hard, and I feel really lucky that I was able to turn my pain into something beautiful. The way I see it, every morning that I wake up and I can take a big, deep breath, that's a miracle. You know, and so I try to live my life every day, honoring the people that I have lost, that I love very much, and making them proud in different ways. You know, they don't get to be here anymore, but I do. And so I can honor them in the way that I live my life and the way that I love people and the way that I work hard. And it feels really good at the end of the day.
Oh, you know, you talk about someone who has experienced so much grief in their life, once again, right, turning to the arts as a photographer
Yeah.
to help her heal while also gifting something beautiful to other people.
She's an incredible photographer.
Amazing.
Yeah, and she is just like one of those women that you like to be around because she's got so much positive
Yeah.
energy. We have another one of those in
Yes.
studio. Mary Tautimes is here with us, and we're talking about #KeepGoing. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
This is our mind, body, spirit segment, and in this segment, we like to dig into how people have gone through tough things in their life, but managed to keep going and make life better. And that is certainly your story. You became a mother at age 15.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so became a mom at 15 and was applying for Access, our version of welfare, right? Was on welfare, was denied several times before I finally figured out how to qualify. And my parents left it completely up to me to figure all of that out. They said, you can live here, but we are not doing anything else. If you're old enough to be making these types of decisions, and you're gonna figure this out, which is probably the best gift that they could have ever given me. It seems really harsh, but it really instilled a lot of independence and resourcefulness. So not having transportation, because I'm 15, having to get myself to the Access office, which was not online, and having to navigate doctor's appointments and all of those things at 15 years old just really, it just taught me how to dig deep. You know, like you don't have the answers, but you figure it out. And so at the time it sucked, but now, like looking back, I'm really grateful to my parents for letting me experience the full weight of my decisions. And I didn't have any more kids until I got married, you know, 10, 11 years later, because you go through it all by yourself. And my son's father was an illegal immigrant from Mexico. And I never thought that there was no like knight in shining armor fantasy of what I thought that was going to be. I figured he wasn't going to be in the picture, so I didn't put him on the birth certificate. He was physically abusive, so there was just no hope in that either. So I was very much on my own to figure that all out. And it was hard. But when you go through really hard things, I get emotional, I apologize, but you realize, like, when the next hard thing, like, everyone's going through hard stuff right now. Like, everything we're all collectively experiencing right now is so hard. I don't know what's going to be on the other side of this thing that we're all kind of collectively going through, but there's always spring after winter, and we are definitely in winter right now. And so you have these seasons, and that was my season then. It was winter, for sure. It was a really hard time. And I want to say I was in winter for the next 20 years. I mean, it was like a really just always trying to do better than I did yesterday, trying to get out of poverty. And then I started learning how to make more and more money. I started learning how to build my value in the world so that I could, charge more and make more. And I always saw how so many other people had these really beautiful lives and relationships and health and wealth. And I'm like, why can't I? I think I should have that too. But I got to figure out how to get there. And so my book, #Keep Going, is just story after story of, you start to make it out and you're like, all right, things are going good. And then you just kind of get punched in the gut again. And you have to figure it out, because what's the alternative? Like, to just stay there. So it's based on Winston Churchill's famous quote of, if you're going through hell, keep going. Like, why would you stop there?
Right.
And so that, I think, is really the message. The other challenges, so, making my way up the socioeconomic status. So we had a family company, we built it, we learned how to build a company worth a lot, and we sold it in 2020 for $16 million. So going from this place of poverty to the place where I have the opportunity to be today is outstanding. However, there's a lot of familiarity in surviving. And so you tend to do things to your own life to almost sort of sabotage your way back into, because you're so used to hustle and grind, and like that you almost don't even know how to be in success.
Or just to be calm, just to allow yourself to just be calm.
Right.
So you are now a successful speaker, a business coach. You mentioned you've built, this company, and you share your success story and your personal mission in this book. Why is telling this to us, why does that make you emotional?
We need people who are the lighthouse to show everyone else the way, and to see, like, listen, I know it's hard, I know it sucks, and I can speak exactly to your pain because I've been there.
Correct.
And I'm
that's the
telling you.
difference. That's the key right there, is that you are taking what your life experiences, as my shaman tells me, Brandon, traumatic life experiences are opportunities.
Yeah.
They're opportunities for you to grow from it, heal from it, and then help other people. And that's what you're able to do.
Yeah.
You were able to, as a life coach, as a business coach, be able to say, I know. And not just from somebody who never had that lived experience, but maybe was educated about it. It's different when they say, no, this is how you do it. I understand. No, you don't understand, but you do. Right. And that is why you have so much credibility in the work that you're doing.
Well, thank you.
And we congratulate you on your book, your success, but most of all, that, to Brandon's point, you continue to give back to help other people grow. What would be your takeaway message to the audience? Because as you so eloquently said, a lot of people are walking through real rough stuff.
Yeah. I think it's really important to have self-compassion. And I had to ask a coach one time, I understand intellectually what it means to have self-compassion, but could you just give me an actual example of self-compassion? And self-compassion just means when you're feeling low and when you're feeling like things are really, really hard, what we need to do is pause just for a moment and just add up why I'm feeling all the things I'm feeling. It's this, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's the, it's all the things, from the external to the internal to whatever it is, family stuff. And then this is the self-compassion part, looking at that list and saying, it makes sense. It makes sense that I feel this way. And sometimes it's okay to just be stuck on the couch. That's okay. If that's where you are, just say, it makes sense that I'm having a hard time stopping binge watching Yellowstone, and I just want to keep watching this and I'm not ready to get back up again. That's okay. Understanding that that's okay. And then knowing that there will come a moment that it's time to get up and it's time to take action. And the sooner you do it, even before you're ready, the better things are going to get faster. So I just want people to have self-compassion it's okay to be where you are, and just know that just even getting up and going outside in our 111 degree weather is going to help you move forward, taking steps forward.
And hashtag keep going.
Exactly.
Where can people find your book?
My website, marytautimes.com.
Thank you again, and hang with us because we're going to close out the show with a little Beyonce. We love Beyonce.
We love Beyonce
And
here.
Jay-Z.
Who doesn't love Beyonce?
I know, right?
She just has a new TikTok, and as a matter of fact, I believe it was her very first TikTok. She's not even in it, but she has this new song out. It's called Break My Soul, and it is so cool. Of course, it's Beyonce. She's an artist in and of it herself, right? I mean, she comes up with all these clever ways. She ended up using all of her fans, who apparently have these like heartbreaking moments of them breaking their soul, because we're just living in that, as we said, we're living through winter right now. And Beyonce has somehow, some way collected all those videos from social media, created a music video for Break My Soul, and put it on TikTok.
I mean, you know that you're the coolest person ever when you don't even have to appear in your own video. You're
I know.
like,
And her fans are like freaking out, because then they're watching the music video and they're like, wait, that's me. That's
Yeah.
me in Beyonce's music video. And once again, Beyonce lifting the spirits up of,
That's
of
right.
people.
Collectively
Yeah.
empowering people and just watching how people react to
Yep,
that.
I love it.
Seeing themselves in a Beyonce moment is so good. So thanks to all of you for being with us for our show, Good Morning Sunshine, all about mental health, mental strength, and lifting ourselves up.
That's right, and you're obviously streaming it right here on YouTube. Do us a favor, if you're watching this episode right now, go ahead, hit that little alarm bell signal. That will alert you every time we upload a new episode. We'll see you back here for the next edition of Good Morning Sunshine.
Take care, everyone.